Now folks, states will be issuing out more stimulus checks to eligible Americans. So this means that we could get a fourth stimulus check before the end of the year. Welcome back to my channel everybody. I hope all of you guys are having a great day so far. Now the Senate has also rejected a measure to block stimulus payments from flowing to certain people. What this means is that many more people are now eligible for a fourth stimulus check as soon as President Biden sends it out. Now according to senators and aides, the Senate minority leader stayed quiet for weeks, but finally tipped his hand on Wednesday afternoon on the floor to a bipartisan group of colleagues. Mitch McConnell told them that he would support moving ahead on the bill, provided the legislation coming to a final vote was their agreement, not something written by Senate Democrats. Folks, what do you think about Mitch McConnell? Is he doing all that it takes to send out the fourth stimulus check, or does he need to do a better job of helping out the American people? Tell me your thoughts on Mitch McConnell everybody in the comments below. And remember, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. On this channel, I always do my very best in providing you with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check information. So everybody, be sure to subscribe. Now according to CNBC, is in a rare Saturday session on a $1 trillion infrastructure bill. But everybody, so far, no lawmakers have seen the final text of the bill, which includes about $550 billion in new spending and was still being written on Saturday. But the good news is that the ambitious plan has the backing of Democrats and Republicans alike, and has already cleared 2 hurdles by broad margins in the closely divided Senate. Folks, Chuck Schumer even told reporters, once the bipartisan group completes the legislative text, I will offer it as a substitute amendment. And the Senate is going to move forward on both tracks of infrastructure before the beginning of the August recess. The longer it takes to finish, the longer we'll be here, he said. But we're going to get the job done. So at least Chuck Schumer, everybody, is trying to get the stimulus bill passed, and at least he's trying to help out the American people like you and I. It seems like he does want to pass a fourth stimulus check before the end of the year. So if you guys support Chuck Schumer and the push for more stimulus relief, then let's get this video to 5,000 likes. Now I want you guys to know something about Mitch McConnell. According to multiple sources, the Kentucky Republican would support one of President Biden's top priorities, a bipartisan effort to plow $550 billion in new spending to roads, bridges, public transit, and even broadband. But no senator in McConnell's inner circle knew that he was about to take the plunge until moments before the vote. And some didn't know until McConnell broke the news on Twitter. John Thune, another Republican, even said, the leader just kind of let everybody do their own thing, and they did. McConnell did his own thing. Folks, Mitch McConnell had opposed the bill on procedural grounds just a week ago, lamenting that moving forward on unwritten legislation did not make sense. But this week, McConnell did just that, twice advancing the bipartisan infrastructure plan, although it split through his conference. Mitch McConnell also stated that if he and his party become the face of obstruction, it could lead Democratic moderates like Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema to waver on the filibuster. Personally, everybody, there's just too much games. There is too many political games going on in Congress. Our politicians must realize that the great American people still need financial assistance. A fourth stimulus bill is necessary. And if you guys agree, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. And according to the Motley Fool, a new bill could put more money into low earners' pockets. So we do know this, 3 separate stimulus rounds have hit Americans' bank accounts, the most recent of which was worth up to $1,400. Additionally, unemployment benefits are getting a $300 weekly boost through the beginning of September. And the CTC has been expanded to pay parents a lot more money than it previously did. But there is a new bill in the works designed to expand a separate tax credit for low-income households. And it is called the EITC credit, which stands for the Earned Income Tax Credit, which is a credit designed for low-income households. The EITC is a particularly valuable credit because it's fully refundable. Many tax credits are not refundable, which means the most they can do is lower a tax filer's liability to zero. But refundable credits put money in tax filers' pockets, even when those filers owe no tax. So folks, that's all the news in this video. If you guys support a fourth stimulus check of $1,000 a month, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes. As always, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, have a great day.
I ask unanimous consent that the Senate proceed to legislative session for a period of morning business, and that upon the conclusion of my remarks, the Senate resume executive session as under the previous order.
Without objection.
Thank you, Madam President. Almost exactly a year ago today, I stood here and called for Congress to take action to protect renters before the expiration of the eviction moratorium enacted during the early weeks of the pandemic. Today, like a year ago, we are only hours away from a fully preventable housing crisis. The CDC's eviction moratorium expires tonight at midnight, putting millions of families still recovering from the economic fallout of COVID-19 at risk for losing their homes, from losing the bedrock of their safety and stability. Right now, more than 11 million renters report being behind on rent. That is 1 out of every 7 renters. And people of color who have been hit hardest by this pandemic are disproportionately at risk. Nearly 1/4 of Black renters report being behind on rental payments. Last year, Congress worked together to account for that staggering reality. We provided more than $45 billion in emergency rental assistance. That money is now finally getting into the hands of landlords around the country. It's helping families who lost jobs get caught up on the missed payments. But the money is getting out too slowly. Some states and local governments opened their assistance programs only last month. Some hadn't spent a single dollar by the beginning of June. Now, that's starting to change. In June, states delivered more than $1.5 billion in emergency rental assistance. That money went to help nearly 300,000 households. But there are still billions of dollars to distribute and millions of families in need. We have the tools and we have the funding. What we need is the time. Look, I agree that the eviction moratorium is not a long-term solution, but let me be very clear. It is the right short-term action. It's how we keep families safely in their homes while states deliver emergency aid. It's how we keep families who are starting to recover from the worst economic crisis of their lifetimes get back on their feet. Millions of jobs lost, businesses still shuttered, and childcare for too many families a patchwork of uncertainty. The recovery underway in this country is historic, and it will continue, but it has not yet reached every family. Of Congress, a letter. Congresswoman Bush has lived through eviction. She has been unhoused, and I want to quote her letter. She said, "I know firsthand the trauma and devastation that comes with the violence of being evicted.